Welcome to Blackbriar Gaming. Today, we're going to look at the latest Heresy reveal, the Mark 6 Despoiler Squad upgrade set. The response from the community has been overwhelmingly negative, and it's not a surprise why. But there's something about this release that gives me a spark of hope for what's coming in the future. And no, it's not just GW's recognition that we want more than tanks for our games of Heresy. Just a quick note before we get into it, a subscribe and a like really helps us reach a bigger audience. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit those buttons down below. Also, be sure to check out our affiliate link in the description. So what release are we talking about today? Well, for today's Heresy Thursday, they are giving us an upgrade set to spice up our Legion with chainsaw-wielding Despoiler squads. Here we go, it is the Mark 6 Despoiler Squad upgrade set. Firing, I don't even want to read it. So this upgrade set, it comes with, let's scroll down. That's what it looks like on the miniature. Look, it looks good, right? It's a good looking kit. But here's what it is. So it comes with 5 chainswords, 5 bolt pistols, a heavy chainsword, and a power axe in resin, I might add. And this is the upgrade kit they're giving us for our Despoilers. There's so many things wrong with this. I had a look at the upgrade set and I thought to myself, what the hell is going on here? And then I jumped on Facebook, which is something a well-meaning and well-adjusted person does, to see what other Heresy players thought of this upgrade set, and they were not keen either. The feedback was it was not impressed. There was so much vitriol out there, just angst, endless angst about this upgrade set. So why is this no good? Well, kitting out a Despoiler squad, you want your Despoiler squads to be big. We're talking 15, 20-man Despoiler squads is the sweet spot there. 10 is just not going to get you far. And 5 you can't run at all. So to run a legal squad at all, you're going to need 2 of these sets. To run a squad that's actually going to have a real impact, you're going to need 3 or 4 resin upgrade kits. Now, I don't know about anywhere else in the world. Well, I do. I mean, I looked at the prices. That's an incorrect statement. But for here in Australia, if we're looking at a weapon upgrade kit, and I think the Legion Phobos chain axe set is a good example, it's 37 Australian dollars for that close combat weapon upgrade kit. Let's see. Are there any others that might? There's some that's a bit cheaper. Okay. If we go up the top here. If we look at the Tartarus Terminators, that's only 35. I think it's going to be slightly less than that. I think for Australians, we're looking at maybe between $30 and $35 for this upgrade set. If we're looking at US prices, you're doing somewhere in the mid-20s, $20 to $25. And for UK, you're looking at between 17 to 20 pounds to pay for this set. So in Australian dollars, if you want to put together a full unit of these great looking, and look, I like Mark 6, plenty of people out there don't, I get it, I like Mark 6, I'm cool with it. If you want to put a full 20-man Despoiler squad together of Mark 6 Marines, let's say even when you're getting some sweet second-hand prices on some Mark 6 Marines, let's say you're paying 40 Australian bucks for a squad of 10, which is pretty common on the second-hand market at the moment. Once you add in all those upgrade kits, let's say maybe you want to give them some Legion heads, let's not even talk about the added price of that, but even with the regular heads, you're talking about 150 Australian dollars, if not a bit more, to put together a unit of 20 Despoiler Marines. Look, it's not... Oh, no more. Oh my goodness, no more. You're looking about $200. Okay, maths is hard, people. You're looking about $200 to put together one of these squads, and that's getting some secondhand deals. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. No one wants to pay that kind of money. If you put on some Legion heads on top of that, you're now at the kind of 260 plus mark. It's wild. I'm not sure, well, I do know what GW think. I think I do at least. But if we take this upgrade set on face value, what are they thinking? What's going on? This is not a helpful set for building infantry in Heresy. We've had so many tanks. People are just hanging out for infantry. And then we get this. It's disappointing. But at the same time, it's also interesting. So about the tanks and infantry, GW do comment at the bottom here. And don't worry, more plastic infantry is in production. The Age of Darkness isn't just about tanks. They've seen the feedback, and they see it, people. When we give feedback on Facebook, they're on these sites, they're on these pages, they see what we're clamoring for, they know what we want, and the answer is plastic infantry, particularly assault and despoiler squads, but also breaches. So when it comes to assault marines and despoiler squads, We want plastic, we don't want resin upgrade kits, and certainly not with only 5 weapons in it. It's so useless. However, why I say it's interesting is that I think this upgrade set tells us what might be coming in the future. So while I was on Facebook and I was going through all of the hatred against GW and the questions around why this upgrade set exists, there was one little theory snuck in there by one enlightened individual. I didn't catch a name, I probably shouldn't say it, even if I did. But they were saying that maybe this upgrade set is Mark 6 specific because the plastic Assault Marine and Despoiler Squad kit that has to be coming. It has to be coming, people. Whether it's a joint squad or can just be used for Despoilers as well. Let's say it's just an Assault Squad kit, but it'll work with Despoilers with some different backpacks. There we go. Their theory was that the reason this Mark 6 kit is out is because the Assault Marine / Despoiler Squad kit, whatever that looks like, the close combat focus kit that's coming from Marines that's plastic, will in fact be a different mark of armor. Now, I really like this, and here's why it makes a bit of sense. So, let's just have a look at it. Let's just have this upgrade set nice and center in the background here while we chat. So, I really like it because, and I think it makes sense because we've waited so long for this plastic infantry. If it was just another Mark 6 kit that they could throw out there, I feel like we would have seen it already. It would have come out. So, this theory makes a lot of sense that maybe it'll be a different mark of armor because we're still waiting, and this also hints that it might not be Mark 3 or 4. So it's taking so long in this person's theory, which I'm now stealing because that's what we do on YouTube, and now my theory, that it's either going to be a Mark 2 or a Mark 5 Assault Marine and Despoiler Squad plastic kit. So the files for this obviously don't exist, so it's going to take them a bit longer to come out. They've released this Mark 6 upgrade kit because there will be some people out there, some purists, if you will. And I've always said Heresy, it's a historical war game. It attracts that kind of person. People putting a Mark 6 squad together might not want to use Mark 5 or Mark 2 close combat weapons, arms, and bolt pistols. They might want that Mark 6 goodness, which they can now get from this upgrade kit. To make sure their army's looking nice and standard across the board. It's not hoggledy-poggledy types of armor. That's the official term. So this upgrade set, along with the wait time, hints that we might be looking at a Mark 2 or Mark 5 Heresy pattern armor Assault Marine squad, which I'm really excited about. I would love some Mark 5. I think Mark 5 is probably more likely. Mark 2, it's really early Heresy. We do have the Mark 2 Marine, of course, sitting in the top of the tanks, which is super nice. So, look, it could be a thing. Obviously, that type of armor is still around, but we are very late Heresy focused at the moment, mainly because that's where the Heresy the Heresy novels are. They're at the end, they're at the death, so we are looking at this late Heresy era, so I think Mark 5 is probably more likely if it is either the 2 or the 5, but I'd love to see some Mark 2 plastic kits as well. That'd be so nice. Wouldn't it be great if we got some Mark 5 Assault Marines and some Mark 2 breaches? Oh, that'd be so tasty. So while this upgrade set today is so disappointing and almost useless, also, just quickly, charnable weapons, that word was just looking at me. It says you can use that axe as a charnable something. Can you, though? Because I'm looking at some charnable weapons right in front of me now in my Emperor's Children army, and they don't have those little power nodes on them. They don't have the cabling on them. That's not a charnable weapon, people, and it's certainly not a charnable saber, that's for sure. That's a power axe. That's a power weapon. So that's weirdly wrong. Please point out in the comments if I'm mistaken there, but it doesn't look like a charnable weapon. But yes, so I think this is a really interesting upgrade set because it hints at what's coming in the future, and what's coming is hopefully an Assault Squad kit, a Despoiler Squad kit, combined into one that isn't Mark 6. I think we would all really like that, and it would be great to see. Now, why they released this first, I guess that's just, it was an easy win. It's the timing. It's not going to get great community feedback for them. It's not going to do anything great for the game and for more people coming in. So if I were GW, I would have released the plastic kit first, and I would have just kept this in the background to throw out either at the same time or a little bit later, just so we don't have this wide-scale disappointment and just bitterness coming from the community, which is common. Let's not pretend it's not common from the Heresy community, but that's because it's fueled by things like this. And that brings us to the end of our Heresy chats for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of my theory, what you think of this upgrade set. Am I wrong? Is it not disappointing? Are you really happy that this is out? Please correct me if I'm being a bit negative here, but make sure, importantly, to keep rolling those dice and getting hyped for Heresy, for staying hyped for Heresy through these kind of upgrade kits. Thank you.